Hello guys, welcome to another Few Money after almost a week, I guess, of not having live streams for the Bitcoin analysis. It was a crazy week, many things happened. Just before anything else, let me just ask everyone in the chat how the live stream is. If this is 1080p quality and the sound also, because I had problems on Monday on the Portuguese content channel when I was interviewing Rui Alves. And I was so pissed off because of that, because I didn't have the feedback from YouTube that this was getting crappy when getting there. So yeah, I guess guys are saying on the chat, in the chat, that everything is okay. So finally I had a problem, and I would like to make two notes. So the first is why I was away for 1 week for the Bitcoin analysis, because on past Friday, I had to travel. I went to Porto in the north of Portugal to attend this meeting of Bitcoiners and a few shitcoiners too. But we all had a really nice lunch and afternoon at the beach. And then a few of us were still on for dinner on Saturday evening. So it was a great event. I really enjoyed meeting all those people there, and they of course know who they are. One of the guys at least was one of the podcasters of Hard for Cafe. You guys know him. It's his alias is Dealer, so you guys know him. João, hello. If you are watching this, it was really nice to meet you, and of course everyone else. A lot of people were there. I'm not going to mention all the names, of course, because it's a long list. But that's one of the reasons why I didn't have the live stream on Friday and the weekly live stream on Saturday. So on Monday, I was just too lazy and tired from the weekend, so I wasn't able to do the live stream for the podcast in English, the English content podcast. But anyway, I had this interview with Rui on Monday evening, so I decided not to have the live stream, the interweek live stream on Monday for the Bitcoin analysis, as I was too tired, and I still had 3 hours of live stream for that evening, which, by the way, went really sour because of the quality. But anyway, this was the first note. So I just wanted to tell you guys that I missed 3 live streams, and that's why I'm returning only today. Also, the second note is regarding the quality of the video on Monday. I really apologize for that. I didn't have the feedback from YouTube that everything was getting crappy there, the quality of the video and the sound, and it was impossible to recover it because as I was recording at the exit, so the stream exiting from the video mixer was already getting crappy, and I was recording that one. So it's impossible to recover the quality of the video. Unfortunately, this was a great and an amazing content live stream on Monday with Rui. He's a very knowledgeable guy about companies and invoices and all that stuff, and also coaching. But at least you can watch the video with poor video quality and poor sound, but the content is there. So I wanted to make this note to apologize to every one of you that watched the video, or even if you didn't yet, but you will. And I want to, in advance, apologize for that. It was a technical error because I was upgrading on Sunday. I was upgrading the software for the video mixers, and there was a setting that was completely wrong. I did not notice that. So that was the reason why the stream was so crappy. And I didn't get the feedback because the image I'm watching while live streaming is the one coming from the camera directly to the screen. So I didn't get the impression that this was crappy. So I wanted to make these 2 notes before continuing today. But I guess that's it. Those are the reasons for not showing up for 1 week, and also for the video being like that on Monday. But let's see what's happening in the markets, and thank you all, guys, for your support. I know that many of you have been supporting the message when I informed everyone why the video was so crappy on Monday, and you guys told me that at least the content is great and we can still watch it and listen to it. So it's amazing the support I've been getting on Telegram and on Twitter. So thank you all for being so comprehensive and not not beating me up because of that. But anyway, let's continue. So the title for the live stream today is Bitcoin, the picture does not look good, and it doesn't. So actually, while I was waiting to start the live stream, the price of Bitcoin has been going up, not too much, but we were around, when I set up the video, we were around $55,900. We are now at $56,721. That is the amount of dollars you have to spend if you want to buy Bitcoin right now. So let me just refresh the page and get to the numbers. Here it is, it's refreshed. So it's now at 60. Bitcoin is now at $56,697, 56,700. Don't forget, these numbers are only coming from spot market trading volumes and prices. So this corresponds to the last 24 hours of Bitcoin trading on the spot market. And so considering that, this is the amount of negative percentage we are down, 0.65%. So in the last 24 hours, Bitcoin lost only 0.65% of its value, and it traded almost 18 billion, so $17.95 billion were traded on the spot market in the last 24 hours. The number 2 coin, Ethereum, also lost, but lost almost double, minus 1.31% in the last 24 hours, and traded only $12.5 billion. So you guys know that I usually don't really care. I don't give an F about all the rest of these coins here. But anyway, they are here on screen so that you guys can see what is happening. This was number 2 just 1 week ago, and it's now number 9. You guys can see how shitty and crappy these coins are because they change places all the time, and this is just a fad. So anyway, you guys know my opinion about that already. So I don't even know, just as a funny fact, I don't even know what this is, and this is number 3 now. So so you guys can understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, so these are the numbers. I just want to go really quickly to the on-chain analysis because there's been some time I didn't do it. And of course, don't forget, if you want to ask me something, please mention the channel name. So you have to use the @ symbol, the email symbol, and then F_money. And YouTube will ask you to complete with the name of the channel so I can see it on the chat. Don't forget that. And please, the moderators, you can also explain that if you want to all the people here on the chat. Okay, today we are having a really nice live stream. There's a lot of people comparing to other live streams in the past. So it's good to see you all back here and watching this. So let's go to the on-chain analysis. Let's see what's happening on the stock-to-flow model. We continue below the line, the medium line of the stock-to-flow model for this period. And we have been trying to get there by doing some small jumps. You guys can see that here, but also you guys can see that we have been trying to do small jumps to get there. So what we're going to discuss today is that Bitcoin picture does not look very good, but I will explain why, and stick to the end of the live stream because I'm going to show the last chart as usual. It's the big outlook chart for Bitcoin price and also has the Fibonacci levels, which have been supporting the price action right now at the current moment. So we will see that in the end of the live stream. The last chart I will show is always the bigger outlook for Bitcoin price action. So right now, considering the price to time model, we are still below the mean line here on the model, and we have been trying to get there by doing these small jumps there, but we are still away from the average price that the stock-to-flow model predicts for this area here in time. So this the current time. And if you guys see here the deviation, also the deviation from the mean, we are still on the green, which means that we are below what is expected of this deviation here. So we should be around this black horizontal line, and we still haven't crossed it to the upper side. So in this case, I'm still waiting for that to develop. But as you guys can see, this is now getting really close to the end of year. And I'm probably not expecting a blow off top this year anymore because there's too little time to do that. I've seen Bitcoin do some really crazy stuff and go up like crazy in just a few weeks, but that was during the bull market of 2017, and it started by the end of November, and then 4 or 5 weeks later, we were already almost at 20K. But I've seen really crazy stuff, but I'm really looking at the picture right now. I don't really believe that we will have a blow off top before the start of 2022. So I would say that probably having a blow off top sometime soon, this could occur. You know, probabilistically, it's much more probable to occur in the first quarter of 2022. So in this case, I don't believe that we will have the peak of this bull cycle in 2021 anymore. But anything is possible. As I said before, I've seen Bitcoin do many crazy shit in the past. So in this case, it's still possible to do it, but I don't see it happening in 2021. Probably we will have something like this red area here. It will happen already in 2022, as soon as we start to cross the mean line here of the deviation from the mean. Okay, so that's what I see in the stock to flow model. There's also the Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve, and that is one of the things I wanted to show you guys today too. And if you see here, we are now exactly at the mean line of the logarithmic curve, and we are now being supported by a hair. And if we lose this position around 56,000, we will most probably go to the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level, which is around 49,000 and a half. Okay, so that's why I wanted to show you guys this. I'm going to explain everything in a better way when you guys see the last chart, but I'm just giving you guys the facts. And today the facts are we are still below the mean line on the stock to flow model, and also here at the logarithmic growth curve, we are really being supported just by a really thin hair here. If we go below 56 and we close the week like that, most probably we will have a bearish momentum here on the price action for the short term. And I have to tell you guys the truth, and that's what's happening. That's what I'm seeing on the charts. So this is the on-chain analysis, but let's go. Let me just leave this here again, and let's go to the charts. And here, let's see. I still don't have any questions, I guess. Yeah, I have a mention, but it's not a question, so thank you for that. But anyway, let's start with the monthly chart. So the monthly chart still looks, overall, it still looks a bit bullish because we are still inside the ascending triangle on the monthly chart. And here we still have some room to the downside, I would say to $48,000 without ruining the bull market indicators. So in this case, we could go to $48,000 and still be able to say that we are in a bull market. However, when you see the next charts and the lower time frames, you will see what I mean, that the picture doesn't look good. So right now we tried to break out of this triangle already 1 time and 2 times in 2 different months, and this was only fake outs. We were not able to break the resistance above the triangle, and we came back down. So right now we are still on the monthly chart on a green 3 of 9, and it also is bullish being on a green 3 of 9. However, if the descent continues and we close the weekly below the 56,000, as I said before, I see that we could go, and the probability increases a lot, that we could go down to 49.5 and find support on the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement level. However, this looks good and it looks overall bullish, so the count on the MRI is good. We are still inside the triangle and we have room to the downside if we have to, and if Bitcoin decides to go down or the markets decide to go down. And there is another bullish thing, is that if this monthly candle does not even close below the half of the previous candle here regarding the month of October, that is also bullish, because we will not have for sure an engulfing candle. And if that happens, if we have an engulfing candle, then it's game over. we will start probably a bear market sooner than we expected. But so far, the candle for the month of November has only retraced like a third of the size of the previous candle of October. So that's good, and I would love this. If we have to continue down, I would love to see this red candle not cross the mean line of the previous candle, which would be around $52,000 or $52,000. I would not like to see it cross below the 52, although we could still go to 49.5 or 50 to find support on the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level and then continue to the upside before the closing of this monthly candle. So right now, that's what I see on the monthly chart. Everything else looks nice. We are not in overbought territory. We are still above the trend line on the monthly chart. The MACD continues to show that is bullish, the blue line above the orange, but however, this last bar here corresponding to November is not dark green anymore, and the gap does not exist. So we don't have any gap, and the bar is not bigger than the previous one, and that shows that for the short term, we are feeling some bearish momentum on the price action. So that's the monthly chart. Let me show you guys the weekly chart. This is the breakout of the ascending, this channel, the ascending channel we had here. We are also back inside the triangle. So this was, we broke out of the ascending triangle here. Then we found support again on top of the triangle, started to go up again. And this was textbook maneuver here. It was really, really nice to see a breakout coming back down to the top of the triangle, finding support and reversing the price action to the upside. However, we were completely rejected here the past week, and we came back down to get inside of the triangle. And then the channel was broken during this week already. So since the start of this week, we have been trading below this channel that was supposed to hold the price action. So that's also something I don't like. I don't like the fact that we broke down from this channel here, and we are now in, uncharted waters here because we don't have any support except around the 50,000 level with the 20-period SMA on the weekly chart. So let's see how this develops, and let's see if the triangle will still be tested at the bottom before we have a reversal to the upside. But I would not like to see the price going down in a fury to the bottom of the triangle right now, because that would mean 44,000, and that is below the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level, so I don't really like what's happening there. So I would much rather prefer that if we have to go down and retest the bottom of the triangle, we could do it around here in just a few weeks, around the $48,000–49,000 level, which would mean that the support of the 38.2 Fibonacci level is holding the price action also as the VPVR is, because we have the VPVR area here around the $48,000 really being increased here. So you guys can see that we have this sideways blow off top here, which means that around 48,000 there's a lot of support just below the 38.2 level of Fibonacci retracement levels. Okay, so if we have to go back inside to the triangle and retest the bottom, I would prefer that to be slowly and steadily, and not happen in fury right now or next week, because that means breaking those levels of support. So if we do it in a very slowly way, we can get to the bottom of the triangle around 48,000 or even 49 in just a few weeks to the end of the year, and then have a first quarter for 2022 with the continuation of the price action to the upside, which would mean that we would be in line with what I just said about the on-chain analysis before at the start of this live stream. So that's what I see for the weekly chart, but there is something else I want to talk to you about. So this is a pattern on the RSI just before this parabolic move to the upside, which took us to the first all-time high of $64,800. And if you guys notice, we are developing something really similar to that on this side here. So if you consider what's inside this yellow circle, you have a rise on the RSI level. We go to the 70% line. We are there for a few weeks, then we correct. then we go sideways for a few weeks more, and then we start a parabolic move that went to the all-time high. So if you see that, and if you consider that we are now exactly at the bottom of this correction here, we have exactly the same pattern on the RSI right now. We went up, we were kissing the 70% line of the RSI for a few weeks. Now we corrected, and I'm going to show it to you guys. So we corrected down. We found support so far on the trend line I have here since a long time ago. And if we go sideways now for some time, a few more weeks, and then reverse the RSI to the upside again, we have exactly the same pattern that we had here when we corrected, went sideways, and around October 2020, we started to rise the RSI over bought levels and all-time high in April. So that's what I see that we could be forming looking at the RSI pattern, but so far we have to hold the sideways lines here, and that means that we could not lose the $56,000 level, or otherwise the RSI will continue to go down and probably get to the mean levels of the RSI around 50%. So that would probably invalidate this pattern that we see here. We should continue around these levels, minimum 53%. We are still not there, so there's still room to the downside on the weekly chart of the RSI, but we would not be able to validate this pattern, this similarity here with the patterns if we go below 53% RSI level on the weekly chart. So let's see what happens there. Everything looks good anyway, except for the breakout to the downside here of the price action. All the moving averages continue to rise and distantiate itself from the other ones. The volume continues to go down, which could take us to a very volatile period in the next few days or weeks. But I don't see any more bullish signs here on the weekly chart. We are still bullish on the MACD, but as you guys can see also, we are about to cross the blue line, is just going to cross the orange line in probably 1 or 2 weeks if we continue to go sideways. So the MACD, also the bars of the MACD are also decreasing, and we have light green already. So the weekly chart does not look so good. That's what I meant by the picture doesn't look so good. However, there are still signs that we can have support around $56,000. You guys see the VPVR is really strong here, but if we lose the 56, then we will mostly probably go to the $50,000 levels. 50 in between $49.5 and $52,000 would be my guess looking at the charts. Now, looking at the daily chart, the picture looks even worse. So we had an MRI bottom. We were supported already at this level many times. So we had several attempts to break the $56,000 level. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We had 5 almost consecutive attempts to break the 56 to the downside, and then probably we would stop around 53,800, meeting the 100 period simple moving average on the daily chart. And this is the point where we broke out of the ascending channel. Then we retested the bottom of the channel, rejected, and continuation to the downside. So we have a bullish sign here. We have an MRI bottom here that was yesterday, but the failure to continue to the upside after this MRI bottom tells me that this MRI bottom right now is not very strong, and that we could find support for one of the first levels of the retracement around $53,800 around the MRI bottom line, the support line, which are the green dots on your screen, together with the 100 period SMA, which is now just passing over that same exact level. So on the daily chart, this doesn't look good. We are being supported by a hair, and if we lose the 56,000, we will most probably stop this descent around 53,800. And let's see if we are not going to find support on the 38.2 Fibonacci level, which is around $50,000. So that's the daily chart for you guys. The only good thing I see here is that we are not in oversold territory on the RSI, but we are close. We still have some room to the downside. However, the MACD on the daily chart is already showing some signs that it wants to reverse to to a bullish momentum by having the light red bars here, decreasing gaps, and also the lines are getting to the bottom of the MACD. So probably we are in for some, on the daily chart at least, the really small time frame, we could see a short-term bullish momentum taking us a bit to the upside here and finding support around the first level of Fibonacci, which is the 23, where we are actually right now at $56,000. The third oscillator is also already on the green and still going up very slowly and steadily, but let's see how that develops. And this is what I had for you on the MRI. I will just take a peek at the 4-hour chart here, and the 4-hour chart shows that the last few candles have been trying to find its way to the upside, but we are really close to the end of the VPVR support. And let's see what happens when we meet the first of the moving averages coming back down here, which has been sending the price down every time it tried to go up. You guys see here, this was the first attempt. We were rejected. Big drop to the downside. Again, attempt to go to the upside. Touch the 20-period SMA on the 4-hour chart. Rejected, come back down, and always being supported at the same level around 56,000. So this is actually getting to a point where the price action will be squeezed in between the 20-period SMA on the 4-hour and the $56,000 support. So it could probably take us to a very volatile move. No one knows what's going to happen, if it's going to drop drastically to the downside, or if some whale is going to buy all this support at 56,000 and send us to the upside. But I guess a very volatile move is coming, and we could see a very big candle soon. So let's see what happens there. But I came here to the 4-hour chart just to tell you guys that at the BitMEX funding rate, this is almost neutral. It's almost neutral, but it's slightly favoring the bulls. So there are few signs, very small signs of bullishness in the charts. However, the big picture, if you look to the big picture, the complete overall, it's a bit bearish right now. So let's wait and see if the 56,000 holds the line. Let me see. The pro indicators also tells me that this is already at the bottom of the support on the 4-hour, but we are still above the 50% line context on the daily chart. Let me just show you guys that. So on the daily chart of the pro indicators framework, we are still above the 50% line of the context, which means that although on the 4-hour we are being supported by the support context, we still have some room to the downside, as I said in previous videos, and we could be supported around these levels here, around 49,000 by the VPVR, which is really strong at these levels, around 48, 49, and it's exactly below the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement level. So looking at this, we still have some room to the downside, and 56,000 is really holding the line by a hair. So we will have to see what happens today, but it doesn't look good overall. So going back to the 4 hours on the pro framework indicator, you guys can see we are already on top of the support context. We are being supported by this entire area, but there are still no signs of big reversal to the upside. So we have to wait some more time until we see probably some volatile moves, and then see what happens if we go up or down here. But this is a no-buy zone for sure. I would not get into the markets right now, and I don't advise anyone to get into the markets right now, and we have to wait to see what develops here. So let's see. The dollar continues to go up. I'm getting really pissed off at the dollar already. Despite all the inflation, the dollar remains strong against all other fiat currencies, and that is not good for Bitcoin. So that's also one of the reasons probably that Bitcoin is having so much trouble getting up and going, Hey Magis, I just saw your message on the chat. I will just answer you in a few minutes. Thank you for that message. That's really funny. Yeah, that's regarding some bullish news also, but I will just discuss it after this. So the dollar is still strong against the other fiat currencies, And probably not seeing Bitcoin going down like crazy because of this rise of the dollar also shows that Bitcoin is really strong in some ways and trying to get above the levels where we are at now. So the fact that the dollar had all this rise in the past 3 weeks and Bitcoin just went down from the all-time high of 69,000 to 56, 57 shows that it's not such... the bulls are still strong and supporting the lines. So that's a very good sign for Bitcoin that we are not going down in the same proportion that the dollar is going up. So that's a very, very good sign for Bitcoin. However, I don't like the dollar being so strong against all the other fiat currencies, despite all the super inflation that is happening on the United States right now. But anyway, that's what we have. We had an MRI top. I thought that this would reverse the price action, but probably we will still see the dollar rising to 97 on the Dixie, which is the another swing high we had here. And let's see what happens. No one can guess the future. No one knows the day of tomorrow, but the dollar is not respecting all the indicators, and we have to wait and see where this will stop and reverse. Now, gold is again very, very bearish. So this was another attempt to break the handle of the 10-year cup and handle that you guys know already if you watch my channel. So we had a 10-year cup and handle in gold. Gold was attempting to break out of this handle. Here, it tried here for the first time. It was rejected, fake out. Here did not even cross to the upside. And then a second attempt, which is now resulting also in a fake out. So let's see if gold can handle and can hold the lines around the 100 period SMA here. But I don't see gold being very, very bullish right now in the past 2 weeks. So going towards the end of the year, I still believe that this was the low of the year, and it still is. And let's see if that, so the low of the year for me, it's $1,675 per ounce. Let's see if that corresponds to the truth by the end of the year. So we are just 1 month and 2 weeks away, I guess, around that, or 1 month and 1 week, sorry. And let's see if this will be the low for the year. And I see probably gold going up again in the beginning of 2022, joining Bitcoin in another move to the upside. The S&P continues to accumulate and going sideways. So nothing really important to discuss here. I guess that the rise of the dollar against the other fiat currencies is also impacting the S&P, making it go higher. But it's now getting to a point where the S&P is not getting an easy task to break the all-time highs. And so it's consolidating for several weeks already, going just sideways. Now, the last chart, and this is the one I said I was going to show it to you guys. And this is my Fibonacci retracement levels for the current price action of Bitcoin. You guys know I use this chart like that. Usually it's showing a lot of a period of Bitcoin. And we continue to be above the bullish trend line here. So this diagonal you guys see here on the screen, it's the bullish. For me, this is the indicator that we are still in a bull market while we are still above this trend line here. And we have the Fibonacci retracement levels. I'm just going to zoom in a bit so you guys can see it better. And you guys can see that we are exactly being supported right now. Let me just put the circle in a bit better position like that. So we are now being supported, completely supported by the 23.6% Fibonacci retracement level. If you count it from the bottom around $28.8 thousand to the all-time high of almost 69, just a few bucks below, of $69,000, and that gives us the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level that has been supporting the price completely. So we have been here for a few days already. The first touch of the line was on the 18th of November, and we are now continuing to be supported by this Fibonacci retracement level. And what I said before is if we lose the 23.6% level, we will most probably go to the 38.2, which is now around $49,500. So this was what I was saying before. We cannot lose this 56,000 support level. Otherwise, we will probably and mostly go to 38.2 at $49,400, which is still a bull market because we will not be below the trend line, but it will weaken Bitcoin a lot, and it will take a longer time to get back to the upside to retest the previous all-time high. So taking this into account, that's what we need to do now. We have to see how this daily candle, these are daily candles, guys. We have to see if this daily candle will close above the 23.6% FIBO level, and if tomorrow, for example, we start to rise again to the upside, meaning that we could validate this if we break this last swing high of, let me see here, of the 21st of November, when we were around $60,000. So if we reverse the price action here at this level, around 56,000, and we break the previous swing high, which was around 60,000, then I could say that we have validated this fib level here as support, and we will most likely continue to the upside if this is not just a fake out above the previous swing high. So that's my interpretation of the charts. As you guys can see, the daily MACD is also below zero right now, and the bars are getting light red. So that is a small sign of bullishness for the short term that could take us to reverse the price action and validate the 23.6% level as support. So guys, that's it. A bit longer analysis for today. Of course, let me just get back into the video here, the live stream, and Magis is here on the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed my analysis. It was a bit longer than usual. I prefer to have 20-minute analysis, but as I was 1 week away from the live streaming, I decided to do it a bit more in depth. But let's see, Magis is saying that, let me put it on screen, because this, I guess this is about the news of El Salvador again, and I will just close the live stream today about this, talking about the news from El Salvador. I'm getting crazy again. I can't speak English anymore. Okay, where is the message? Here. So Maj is saying, when FU Bitcoin bonds? Okay, so this I guess is about the news from, let me put it that. So this I guess is about the news about the Nayib Bukele announcement of the Bitcoin city in El Salvador, and also about the Bitcoin bonds that he is issuing in the name of the country, so the Republic of El Salvador. And I guess they are going to be really, really successful doing that, because there's a lot of people interested already in buying those Bitcoin bonds, volcano bonds, as some people are also calling them. And this is really interesting, really bullish news. So they are issuing bonds to support the construction of the Bitcoin city in El Salvador, which will be powered by volcano electricity. It's amazing. The project is really cool. I was watching this already in some different news outlets. And the Bitcoin bonds will also be issued in a partnership with Blockstream, Adam Back's company, and they will be issued on the Liquid network. So it's a really interesting investment proposal they are announcing to the world. It's a 6.5% bond yield. So you get 6.5% interest on those bonds annually, which is much higher than the traditional financial markets bonds. For example, in the United States right now, this is around 1.8% yield, which is much lower than the inflation levels. However, these ones from El Salvador are 6.5% yield. So it's really interesting as an investment for those of you a bit more conservative and that don't want to be exposed so much to the big volatility of Bitcoin. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to issue bonds. Actually, I thought about a different thing a few days ago, Magis, something like starting a mining company and having a lot of people partnering as like buying something like shares of the mining hash and getting those profits, of course, in their wallets. Something I'm still thinking about, and let's see how this develops, but I just want to leave you guys with this idea for now. And of course, I will end the stream right now. There's nothing else to analyze. Bitcoin was analyzed already. So let's see, just to sum it up, if we lose the $56,000 level, we will most likely go to the 38.2 Fib retracement level, which is around $49,500, probably leaving a week behind and finding support around the $50,000 to $52,000 levels, as the VPVR also confirms that we have a lot of strong support around those levels from 47,000 to 50,000. So I guess that would be my second point of entry, seeing this move down of Bitcoin in the markets. So that's the sum of the stream. Thank you guys so much, and I'm really happy to be back live streaming to all of you, and this time having no problems. I guess no one told me there was a problem here in the chat, so I guess the quality is good again, and I configured all the video mixers as it should, the correct way. So thank you very much. Let me just put the message here on screen so you guys can see. Don't forget to follow my Twitter accounts. The one on top is my personal account where I tweet almost every day, and a lot of them. And also the second one in the middle is the Twitter account of the channel itself, where I also announce the videos that we'll be able to see live stream or recorded videos that I upload. And the third one, don't forget, the third one on the bottom is the Telegram group that you should join if you want to discuss Bitcoin and other markets in general 24 hours a day with 600 people. We finally achieved the 600 mark. So thank you all for joining the Telegram group, and it's very, very interesting to be there all day answering your questions and also participating in the discussion. Okay guys, if you missed this on the screen, you will find those links below on the notes of this video, so don't worry, you can just go to the description of the video and you will find the links. And now, as usual, and I know that you guys missed it, I will leave you with the wise words, the words of wisdom that you guys know already.
All right, let's roll. Hey, let's be careful out there.
Exactly, guys. Let's roll, and let's be really careful out there in the markets. Gently touch the like button if you enjoy this content. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you again in a few days in the next interweek video. Until then, bye-bye.